Hi there.
Hi,
Hi, how are you today?
fine, and you? How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking and welcome to the class.
Siempre soy el primero, mira.
That's what I see. Where are your classmates? My goodness. Or maybe they forgot the class. My gosh. I'm going to lower the score for those people.
Yeah. Uh, maybe
Yes?
maybe my classmates don't enter the class because today we talk about of cities.
Oh, the homework.
Or
That's true. Could be, could be. Well,
yeah,
I hope they can join us soon. All right. And thank you so much for being on time. That's great. Okay. Well, I hope they can join us. If not, well, anyway. So I could see your platform and I could see that you advanced a lot.
yes, teacher, but se lo puedo decir en español. Fíjese que perdí la cosita del enlace. No sé si me podría pasar el enlace de la plataforma.
Do you mean the link?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, that's the
Oh,
link.
yeah, of course. I can send it right now. Give me a second. I am okay. I'm sending it in the chat right now.
Thanks, teacher.
You're welcome. All right, welcome everybody. And remember, today is Thursday. We are ending our week because remember that tomorrow we don't have classes. And on Monday, what will happen on Monday? Uh-huh.
Uh,
Final
uh,
of Unit 2.
Yes, we're going to finish, right? The pre-intermediate too. So Monday is a very special day, isn't it? Uh-huh.
Yes.
yes.
Yes, of course. I'm going to give you the instructions, everybody, but later because maybe some of your classmates can still connect. So later I will give you all the instructions about what we are going to do for the next speaking evaluations. No worries because it's going to be simple, not so complicated, I guess. And of course, you will have a lot of time to prepare because you will have today, tomorrow, and the weekend in order to be ready for that. Okay, so do your best. Remember, we are evaluating basically everything that we studied during this level. So you will do it great. I'm pretty sure about it. Now, let's start. Do you remember the topics that we have been studying? Uh-huh.
Uh,
Intensifiers.
Which one?
Intensifiers.
Yes, very good. What else? We studied some modals. Do you remember the modals that we studied?
Yes.
Which ones?
Can and should.
That's correct. We studied can't and should. So everybody try to remember the vocabulary so you don't forget it. Okay, let me start sharing the presentations for today's class. Can everybody see it? Yes?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so today is June 8th, all right? Yesterday we studied a little bit about can. When do we use this modal? When? To give advice? Can I use can to give
no,
advice?
no, use can when you do something. No, when you, come on,
And you
you,
ask permission to do or say something.
All right. Look, this model, we can use it in different scenarios, right? The most common is to use it to express abilities, all right? As your classmate says, if you want to ask for permission, you can also use it. For example, you can use, can I go to the party, for example, right? Or can I talk to you? So this is for permissions too. However, if you want to be a little bit more polite, right, a little bit more formal, there are other models that you can use. If you are asking for permission, the models that you can use is could, might, or may, all right? For example, could I open the door? May I talk to you? Okay. Well, actually, might is more for possibilities. So let's stay just with could and may. Those are the best options if you want to ask for permission, even though can is also another option. Lo único que can ya no sería tan formal, right? So si hablamos de formal, primero irían estos dos y luego iría can. All right? You can use can, for example, if you are talking to your parents, with your friends, if you are talking to your boss, which one will be better? Can or could? What do you think?
Cool.
Imagine que le voy a pedir permiso a mi jefe, a mi supervisor. ¿Cuál sería mejor? Can or could?
Could.
Correct, exactly. Because those ones are more formal, are more polite. Now, we started the structure yesterday. Remember, can doesn't need changes. It doesn't matter if it is third person or not. You don't need the preposition to separate the verb. So it's pretty simple. Any questions about the structure of can?
No.
It's clear? Okay. Pretty good. Now, here I got some questions. Let's see. What can you do that most people can do? What do you think? Analyze the question. Tell me something that you can't do, but that most of the people can. What do you think?
I can't drive a car.
All right, that's a good example. What else? Think about something.
I can hand stop, creo que se dice. Pararse de manos, how do you say it?
Oh, I have never heard that.
Dice,
What?
cuando uno se para de manos. O sea,
Oh, stands up with your hands? That's what you mean?
yes.
Okay, that's interesting. I cannot do that either. All right, what else? Anything else, guys? Something that you can't do, but that most of the people can do.
I can swim.
Sink or swim.
Swim.
All right, that's another example. Very good. Now, can you think about some fun activities that you can do in your city?
You can play soccer.
Okay, sounds good.
You can running.
Running or run?
And go running.
That is the one. You can go running. Anything else? Another fun activity that you can do in your city?
You can go to the beach.
Very good. Excellent. And imagine now that we are learning English, what can you do to improve it? If you want to improve your English, What can you do?
You can see movie in English.
Very good. That's a good idea. What else?
You can play Duolingo.
Yeah, why not? That's another option. And it's funny because every single day the app is reminds you, right? It's telling you, hey, practice, practice, practice. It's very strict. I like that. What else?
I can
Any
improve my English, listen to music
Very good. Listen to music in English,
in English.
guys.
Yes.
Yeah, that is essential. Do it, do it. Now, what kind of things can you do when you feel bored?
You can play video games.
Sounds good. What else?
You can do exercise.
Okay, sounds good and healthy. What else?
You can hang out with your friends.
Pretty good. Sounds good.
You can walk.
You can walk. Yeah, why not? So look, in all of these activities, you are using can. So we are expressing abilities. If I'm talking in simple past, what is the past form of can? What do you think? How can I use can in simple past? Any idea?
It's good.
Yes. So let's see the difference. All right. We have can and could. Can is in simple present. All right. For example, right now you can say, I can ride a bicycle. Okay. But when you were a child, maybe when you were younger, maybe you weren't able to do that. If you are talking in simple past, you can say, I couldn't ride a bike when I was a child, right? Look, I'm talking in simple past. Could. Now, could is a very interesting model because we can use could when we are talking about permissions or possibilities. Okay? Imagine if I ask you, guys, think about the future. What could happen in El Salvador in the future, for example? What could happen? And you can think, teacher, I think that people could save a lot of money. Is this a real fact or is just a possibility? What do you think?
A possibility.
Exactly. Imagine if I say, ¿qué podrían hacer ustedes if I give you $1 million? What could you do? What do you think?
I could work and study hard, or hard work and study.
Can you repeat again? I'm sorry. I could.
I could hard work.
Hard work like this?
Yes.
Okay, with $1 million, I could, well, in this case, because hard is an adverb, it will be better if you say like this. Yo podría trabajar duro, right? Like Arduamente. That is the meaning of this sentence. Okay, sounds good, sounds good. What else, guys? Imagine that right now you have $1 million. What could you do?
I could buy a lot of apartments.
Okay, I could buy a lot of apartments. Okay, what else?
I could travel a lot of places.
Okay, I could travel around the world or to a lot of places. Think about these sentences. This is expressing just a possibility. Ay, con $1 millón de dólares, yo podría, right, comprar una casa. Ah, yo podría viajar a todo el mundo. So, we are just talking about possibilities, okay? In this scenario, I'm not talking about simple past. So, ¿cómo creen que puedo identificar si estoy hablando de possibilities o si estoy hablando del simple past? What do you think? ¿Cómo puedo identificarlos?
Repeat, teacher.
I have could para simple past y tengo could exactamente igual para hablar de possibilities o permissions. ¿Cómo puedo saber yo si estoy usando could en simple past o si lo estoy usando como possibilities o permission? What do you think?
With the context,
Correct, exactly. Si se fijan, se escribe igual, se pronuncia igual. The rest of the context is going to tell me what is the functions that I'm providing. I'm going to give you a sentence and tell me what is the meaning that I'm using here. Yesterday, I couldn't sleep. What is the function of could in that context?
description past,
Exactly. When we have past, normally we use a time expression. Yesterday, I couldn't sleep. Now, imagine if I say, she asked me if I could help her. Oops. What is the function here?
Permission.
It sounds like a permission. Very good. If I say, it could rain later. What is that? What is the function here? It could rain later.
possibility,
Possibilities, exactly. So if you see, we have these different contexts using the same modal. So what we need to do is just pay attention in the context, and then we are going to verify what modal do we need. Understood? Yes?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to show you guys some sentences, and you have to tell me if I need to use can or could. Imagine this sentence. Can you see the number one? Yes? Imagine if I say, I, go to the party last night because I was sick. What do you think? Do I need can or could in this sentence?
could,
Could in affirmative or in negative?
I couldn't.
Ah, very good. Look at this. I
couldn't, yes.
couldn't, right? And in this case, why do you think that is couldn't and not can't? ¿Por qué creemos que es couldn't?
The sentence is in past.
Correct. Simple as that. Pretty good job. Now look at the next one. Da 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 da. Noel cook Italian food. Yes, he blah blah blah. What do you think? Could or can't?
Can.
Can't. Everybody, do you agree?
Yes.
Yes. Can Noel cook Italian food?
Yes.
Yes, he?
Can.
Correct. Excellent. The next one, volunteer for reading, please. Number 3.
Me.
Yes,
Me.
please.
My sister can't swim last year, but now she can.
Okay, can't swim last year, but now she
Ah, no, perdón.
can.
My sister couldn't swim last year, but now she could.
But now she could.
She could.
Okay, everybody, what do you think? Do you agree?
Yes.
If you see, the first part is in simple past. Yes? So we say, my sister, she couldn't, right? This is simple past. So yeah, this one is correct. But the second part of the sentence says, but now, so is that always in simple past?
No,
Nope.
but now she can.
Exactly. But now she can. So that is the difference. Could is in past. If we are talking in present, we change it to the modal can. Pretty good. Number 4, volunteer.
Me?
Yes?
And they couldn't go shopping yesterday because the store was closed.
All right, everybody, do you agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Totally right. Simple past. Excellent. Next one, number 5, volunteer. Uh-huh.
Me.
Yes, go ahead.
Can. Cold.
Could.
Could you read when you were 4 years old? Yes,
All
I
right.
could.
All right. Everybody, what do you think? Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes, totally, right? If you see in this scenario, we are talking in past. Pretty good. Now, in the number 6 says, Ellie, la 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 la, ride a bicycle. She rides it to school every day.
Ellie can
Can.
ride a bicycle.
All right, can or could?
Can.
Can, yes, totally. If you see, if we say every day, automatically we think that is in simple present. Okay, the last one. I'm very tired. So
And
can't. Okay, everybody, do you agree? Yes?
Yes.
Totally, very good. I'm very tired. That is simple present. I can't go out to the park. Pretty good, excellent. So guys, do you have any questions so far about can or could?
No.
No.
Totally clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent, very good job. Okay, let's move on then. Yesterday, we were talking about describing places. We were using different adjectives. And here I got some adjectives and I want you to tell me the antonym. The antonym is the opposite, right? For example, if I say good, What is the opposite of good?
Bad.
Bad, exactly. If I say bright, what is the opposite?
Dark.
Dark, that's correct. If I have, let me write it. If I comfortable, what is the opposite?
Comfortable.
Uncomfortable, totally. If I have convenient, what is the antonym or the opposite? The opposite of convenient.
Inconvenient.
Yes, inconvenience. Pretty good. So keep in mind this because remember, if we are describing a place, we can describe it in a positive or in a negative way. Now we got cramped. What is the opposite of cramped? Do you remember the meaning for cramped?
Like very small.
Yeah, not small, but narrow. Okay, it's like narrow.
Then spacious.
Very good. So the opposite for cramped will be, oops, spacious. Is your city cramped or spacious?
Spacious.
Okay. And what about the streets? Imagine if you are describing the city, you can say, the streets in my city are cramped or spacious, right? You can use both. Okay, what is the opposite of dangerous?
Safe.
Safe, that's correct. Then we have dingy. Do you remember what dingy is?
Like dirty.
Yes. So what would be the opposite?
Clean.
Clean. Dingy, it also means like messy, dirty, dark. So we can use bright as an opposite of dingy too. What about tiny? What is the opposite?
Huge.
Huge, totally. If I have messy, what is the opposite?
Clean.
Clean. Yes, we can use clean, but there is another one that we can use. Do you remember?
Neat.
Neat. That's correct. Pretty good. If I have modern,
Old.
old, definitely. So is your city old or modern?
Other.
Cool. Noisy?
Quiet.
Correct. So again, if we want to describe cities, right, we can do it in positive or negative aspects. We can mention both. Now, if we are describing and using these adjectives, we can include the intensifiers. And yesterday we saw some examples. Just remember that the intensifiers, they go before the adjective. The idea to use intensifiers is to avoid mention only very. If you see, we are learning the language, we always say very. Very small, very big, very neat, very clean. And we always use very. So the idea is to use different intensifiers. Okay? Is it clear the way that we can describe places?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, there was a homework. Do you remember the homework? Yes, of course. Right?
Yes.
Okay, the homework, remember you have to describe your city. You have to describe it using positive and negative adjectives, and don't forget to include the intensifiers, okay? So this is your moment, guys. Who wants to start? Only one. ¿O prefieren rifadito? Okay, rifadito.
No.
Oh, do you have volunteers?
Me first.
Okay, very good. Okay, everybody, pay attention to Juan. Cuando él termine, les puedo hacer questions. Okay, so pay attention what he's saying. Okay, Juan, go ahead. Describe your city.
Well, first, I live in El Salvador. It's a small city with a large and modern buildings. It is hot city, but with a lot of people and a lot of traffic. It is noisy, but it's safe. It's messy, but the people are very, very nice. And the night is very bright. We have a lot of bright. But you don't walk in night because it's dangerous. And uh, it's a it's a combination with modern and old because have modern buildings, but have center of the city is very old, and it's very 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 interesting place. It's interesting city, and that's all.
All right, thank you, Juan. So guys, can you tell me the city that Juan describes?
Salvador.
Uh-huh. And tell me, what is the weather like?
Hot, very hot.
Very hot. Can you tell me something positive that he mentioned about the city?
Yeah, the people is nice.
Okay. And something negative?
It's noisy, amazing.
It's noisy, right? Pretty good. Okay, nice job, Juan. You mentioned different adjectives, so that's great. Just be careful with the intensifiers because I listen to a lot of the word very, okay? So remember, guys, that's the idea. Let's try to use only very. Instead of very, which intensifier can I use?
Okay, teacher.
Extremely,
We can use pretty, we can use, what else?
extremely,
Which one?
extremely.
Mm-hmm. What else? If you remember, I shared with you the picture.
Quite.
Yes, we can use quite, rather, really, okay? So we get different options. So that's the idea. Let's try to use another one instead of just very. Who's next, Luis or Johan?
I can go now.
Yes, please, go ahead. Pay attention, guys. I can ask you questions, okay? Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the city Barranquilla that is located in Colombia. And it's a very beautiful city and pretty lively city too. In During the day, the city is too noisy and too hot too. But at nighttime, the it's very quiet, but extremely dangerous. And about the about what how big it is, mm, I think it's a huge city at the point that is begin too close to the beach. About the houses and well, they are very expensive in the north of the city, but if you search too much in the south of the city, you can with luck you can find one cheaper, but it's a pretty rare very rare scenario, I think.
Okay,
That's
that's all? All right, interesting, thank you. Okay, guys, what was the city that Luis was talking about?
Barranquilla.
Pretty good. What is the weather like?
Hot, very hot.
I think that in all the continent is hot nowadays. Okay, let's see. Can you tell me positive aspects that he mentioned about that city?
Very quiet.
It's very quiet,
Beautiful.
beautiful, of course. What about some negative aspects?
Danger.
Noisy.
Dangerous, a little noisy, or too noisy?
No noisy.
And what are some of the intensifiers that he used? I listened to different intensifiers. Which one could you identify?
Very, extremely. I don't remember.
Very, extremely, too, pretty. Okay, so far so good. I liked it. Very good job. Next, Johan, go ahead.
Okay. I live in Guadalupe. It's a town. It's very beautiful because it has mountain, rivers, a lot of flora and fauna. It's a quiet party person and rather producer coffee and avocados. Living here is pretty pleasant compared with another town or city. Also is fairly cheap. It's extremely noisy during your festival in June, but generally is very quiet or calm. But dangerous at his parties too, because the drunks.
Because of the drunk people.
Yes,
Okay.
the weather is a little cold and a little hot. Depend. I think that
Okay, pretty good. It sounds like a beautiful place. So what is the city? Well, the town that he was talking about?
Guadalupe.
Cool, excellent. What is the weather like?
very
Depends.
cold
It's a combination, right? He mentioned that sometimes cold or hot. How about something positive that he mentioned about that place?
It's quiet and cheap.
All right. And some negative?
the drunks attacking you.
So during June, it's very noisy, right? Dangerous, drunk people. Okay, pretty good. Nice. Thank you, guys. Excellent job. Who's next? I got Mr. Moreno. Hello, Nelly. How are you?
Hello.
Did you
I'm
do
very
the
well.
homework?
I think it's some hard, but yeah.
All right. Your classmates already presented the homework just some minutes ago. So if you want to try it, you can do it now.
Okay, but I don't have a lot of information
That's
to talk
okay.
about.
No worries. Go ahead. Pay attention,
Well,
guys.
yes, Medellin is a fairly big city, and is totally, well, at least some parts modern, and I think it's very expensive some places, and well, there are too many people, and that's it.
Okay. So guys, what was the city that he was talking about?
Medellin.
I
Cool. And can you mention something positive that he mentioned?
It's modern. Is big city.
Yeah, very good. And some negative aspects?
Very
Expensive.
expensive.
Expensive, right? And too many people. Pretty good. Okay, nice. So if you see, guys, that's the way that we can describe places. Of course, we can include more details. We can include more intensifiers because that's the idea. Instead of just using very, we can use different ones. So far so good. I liked it. All right. Any questions so far about how can we describe places? No? Okay. Now we are going to see another topic for today. This topic is pretty simple. We can use it in different scenarios and is imperatives. Have you ever heard about the imperatives? Yes? No?
No.
All right. Imperatives, it's a very simple topic, and basically we can use it in different scenarios. Let's see some examples. First, we can use imperatives to give orders, okay? The characteristic of the imperatives, estas órdenes o cuando usamos un imperative, siempre va dirigido hacia ti, right? Like si estoy hablando with you. So, for example, I can say, hey, you sit down. Okay? La orden va directa hacia ti. No usamos hacia otra persona. That's why, como se entiende que esta orden va hacia ti, omitimos el subject. Los imperatives no llevan subject. Okay? It's just the verb and the complement. For example, sit down. ¿Qué estoy diciendo aquí? Sit down.
Siéntate.
Siéntate. ¿A quién se lo estoy diciendo? A ti, right? It's a direct order. Another example, if I say stand up, what am I saying?
Levántate.
Exactly. Si yo digo levántate, ¿me entenderían ustedes a quién le estoy dando la orden? Levántate.
Yes.
A mí.
So, entendemos que es como para mí, right? Va directo hacia nosotros. So, that is the idea. Es por eso que no decimos you stand up. We don't use a subject. The imperatives can be used in affirmative or in negative too. Look at the example in negative. Don't be late. ¿Qué estoy diciendo ahí? Don't be late.
No llegues tarde.
Correct. Exactly. Can you give me another idea of imperative in negative? Another order? Imagine,
Don't eat that, for example.
don't eat that. Like this? Yes, así?
Sí, no sé si está bien.
Actually, it is. Think about, guys, cuando estaban más chiquitos, right? Think about when you were younger. ¿Qué órdenes les daban sus padres? Our parents used to say, hey, don't eat that. No comas eso, right? What else? Another order that your parents give?
Let's go.
Okay, let's go. Do I have a subject here? No, it's just an order. Hey, let's go. What else?
Don't run.
Okay, calm down, right? Calm down, take it easy, relax. So imagine when you go to the school, in the school, in your classroom, they have some rules about the things that you can do and the things that you don't have to do. For example, don't use the cell phones, for example, right? In some classrooms, you cannot use the cell phone. So don't use the cell phone. Another order that you remember?
Be quiet.
Be quiet, definitely, right? Be quiet, keep silence, right? What else? If you go to the bank, what are some of the activities that you can't do in the bank? Uh-huh.
Don't use the phone.
Don't use the phone. Don't answer the calls. And those are just orders. What is the grammar tense here? Uh-huh.
Auxiliary, verb to be, and
So am I talking in present, in past, in future?
present.
In present. That is a characteristic of the imperatives. We can use them only in simple present. Nunca vamos a usar imperatives en simple past, porque no podemos dar órdenes en pasado, right? I mean, si el pasado ya estuvo, no podemos dar órdenes in simple past. So, we use imperatives only in simple present, okay? We can use the imperatives too for warnings. What is the meaning of warnings?
Advertencias.
Exactly. For example, hey, watch out. What is that? Watch out. This is like, be careful, right? Look out is the same. Be careful. During the earthquake, what are the things that we need? What warnings do we have during the earthquake?
Down the desk, creo que era.
Okay. Go under the desk.
Eso.
Uh-huh. Don't panic. Don't run. All right. So those are imperatives. Again, we don't need the subject and they are in simple present. Got it? Yes?
Yes.
Yes? No questions? Are you sure? All right. There are another scenarios where we can use the imperatives. And for example, if you want to give advice, we have been studying that if you want to give advice, what modal do you need to use?
Should.
Should, exactly. But also, guys, we can give advice using the imperatives. For example, imagine if your friend says, ay, me siento mal, estoy triste, my girlfriend broke up with me. So, ¿qué consejos le darían? Hey, don't drink alcohol, okay? Don't cry. Hey, don't be sad.
Think about it.
Don't think about it. Exactly. So if you see, obviously, this kind of advice are not so formal, okay? Are not so polite. So we can use this kind of advice, but with our friends, okay? If you need to talk to someone else, it's better if you use it with should. But in this scenario, it's just with your friends, so you can say, hey, don't drink alcohol. Don't think about it, okay? So we can use it for advice too. We can use imperatives to give or to ask some request. In these escenarios, la diferencia entre una order y un request is the word please, okay? That's the difference between an order and a request. For example, please help me. Si no le pusiéramos please y dijéramos help me, sería un request or an order.
Request.
Order.
Ok, sin el please sería una
Order.
order. Exactly. So, hey, don't speak, please. Look, that's a request. So remember, the characteristic of the imperative is simple. Can I use imperative in future or in simple past?
No.
No. Can I or do I need the subject in this kind of scenarios?
No.
No. Can I use another subject like she, he, we?
No.
Not really, right? The imperative is only for you. Se entiende que la orden va para ti, so we don't use the subject. Is it clear? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And the last one, we can use imperatives to provide instructions, right? If you see, if you read a book, if you read the instructions of a device or something, raras veces dice, you open the package. No, right? If we want to give instructions, empezamos con el verbo, right? We start with the verb. Open the packet and take out the device. Put en tararara. So cuando damos instructions, solo empezamos con el verbo. No hay sujeto ahí. So the instructions están in future, in past, or in present. Ajá.
Present.
In present. Simple. So let's see if you remember. Imperatives. What are the characteristics of the imperatives?
Don't has subject.
Very good. Don't have a subject. We don't need it. What else?
It is always in present.
Always in present. Pretty good. In which scenarios can I use imperatives?
About orders, instruction.
Orders, instructions,
Request.
Advice.
request, advice, and
Warnings.
that's correct. Pretty good. Simple. Any questions about the imperatives?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, we are going to continue practicing. No worries. Now, guys, oh my gosh, it's pretty late. I'm just going to give the instructions for the speaking evaluations. Okay, we are going to jump this. Okay, speaking evaluation for Monday. Okay, this is on Monday. I want you guys to choose a city. A city in the world, the ones that you prefer. If you want to talk about Tokyo, good. New York, perfect. Madrid, Paris, I don't know, the city in the world that you prefer. Okay? And you will describe the city. Así como describieron la city where you live today, similar. Claro que hoy vamos a dar un poquito más de details. I wanted to describe the city, of course, using positive and negative adjectives. And don't forget to use the intensifiers. But guys, si escucho solo very, les va a ir bajando puntos. Entre más intensifiers usen, más puntos van a tener. ¿Ok? Now, cuando estén describiendo la city, quiero que me digan todas las activities that you can and that you can't do there. So, durante el speaking, me tienen que usar el modal can or can't. All right? And then, ¿qué advice podrían dar para las personas que quieren visitar la ciudad? So, imagine you can say, if you want to visit New York, for example, you should wear a coat because New York is very cold. También pueden dar advice in negative. You can say, you shouldn't carry a lot of cash in your pocket because it's dangerous. Okay? So, vamos a usar el modal should and shouldn't. ¿Entendido? Yes?
Yes.
Cool. And listen, quiero que presenten la información usando a PowerPoint presentation. No estoy pidiendo algo tan sumamente elaborado, sino que simplemente pueden compartir pictures. ¿Ok? So, si me van a decir que la ciudad es moderna, you can put a picture que pruebe, right? Que es cierto que la ciudad es moderna. Things like that. Pero ojo, no quiero que escriban nada en la presentation porque no quiero que lean, ¿ok? Así que si van a usar PowerPoint presentation, serán solamente pictures. Only that. ¿Entendido? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, ¿cuánto tiempo tienen que hablar?
Minimum 3 minutes.
Minimum, exactly. Si quieren hablar más, of course, you can do it. There's no problem at all. Pero si me hablan like un minuto y that's it, no, guys. That is going to affect you, okay? Now, grammar es uno de los aspects que voy a evaluar. Be careful con la grammar, especialmente si van a hablar en terceras personas. Fluency, como les digo, no quiero que lean. I mean, créanme que siempre se logra identificar cuando alguien está leyendo. Así que fluency no es que quiero que hablen rápido y que se vayan corriendo. No, a un paso que se les entienda. ¿Ok? Pronunciation, si no están seguros de una palabra, búsquenla en el diccionario, please, y asegúrense de pronunciarla bien. Correct use of intensifiers. Si no me usan intensifiers, van a perder puntos. También voy a evaluar el uso del can, can't, should. Bueno, aquí debería decir shouldn't, ya lo voy a corregir. Or shouldn't. ¿Ok? Y voy a evaluar, of course, el time. Si me hablan solo un minuto, pues eso también les va a afectar la nota. ¿Ok? ¿Se entiende, everybody, lo que voy a evaluar?
Yes.
¿Preguntas en cuanto a la evaluation?
No.
Ok, a la hora de la evaluation ya todos tienen que estar listos. No me vayan a salir con que teacher, no encuentro la PowerPoint. Teacher, no me carga la PowerPoint. No really, guys. Come on, let's be ready. Van a tener todo este tiempo para hacerlo. Si de repente no pueden compartir pantalla porque van a estar desde el teléfono o se les dificulta, manden la presentación con tiempo y yo la puedo compartir mientras ustedes están presentando. Pero envíenla antes de la clase, no al momento en que les vaya a tocar presentar. ¿Entendido? Yes?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Voy a enviar las instructions en el grupo de WhatsApp, así que guys, do your best. Remember, estamos terminando el lunes, así que ¿qué tienen que hacer durante el fin de semana con la plataforma?
Terminarla.
Correct. Así que tienen trabajo que hacer, do your best. Así que nos vemos el lunes, listos para pasar y presentar. ¿Entendido? Yes?
Yes.
Pretty good. Okay, guys, you can do it. Good luck. Have a wonderful weekend and see you on Monday.
Bye, teacher.
See you. Goodbye.
Bye.